Okay, welcome to the AQA GCSE Further Maths playlist. It's really good to have you here. And I'm going to be making these videos for my students for the start of September to really help guide them through the course because if students are lacking confidence a little bit or they want something to refer back to, you can have all of the videos in the way that I teach them out here on YouTube to refer to. So hopefully that will be quite useful. But it's also on YouTube, so if you happen to stumble across the channel or you've seen my channel before, it might be quite a useful resource for you. Okay, so that should be quite nice. Now, this is a really good course. I think the further maths course at GCSE is where maths begins to get, of course, it's exciting at GCSE, but it begins to get really exciting because you're introduced to new topics like things like calculus, which you'll go and study at A-level maths and then at university. And these are big ideas in maths. And it's also nice because it's really just maths in its raw form. So you're looking at number algebra and geometry. You haven't got the sort of wordy type questions that you have at GCSE maths. It's more just the raw maths and understanding that. And I think that's quite exciting for students. And a really good thing about this course as well is it gives you a lot of confidence with your standard GCSE course. There's a massive amount of overlap between the GCSE specification and the further maths GCSE, which is really useful. So if you get quite confident with the further maths, when you go back to doing the normal GCSE maths, it's going to seem quite easy because most of the topics you actually do at GCSE maths, you just take it a little bit further. As you can see over here, so in blue, you're going to see in a second, you've got topics that are not done, so like the new stuff for further GCSE, and black you would have done at GCSE and further maths. Okay, so this course really supports your normal mathematics. It's just, yeah, fantastic. So what can you expect to see during the course? Let's have a look. So this is just taken from the book, and there's a few, but the first one is number and algebra 1. And you can already see, right, the majority of the topics in black you do at GCSE maths. For example, solving linear equations. You've done that before. Okay, so you've got a lot of this you've done. Now the blue ones, the binomial expansion, beautiful topic. Okay, will be new, and the product rule for counting. I put it as blue. You actually do it at GCSE as well, but you just go into more detail with that. Okay, but so you see most of that already. Algebra 2, everything on here you've done previously, or you will do previously for your GCSE maths. Okay, so things like factorizing, rearranging formula. You can see they're completing the square. Okay, these are like grade 8 9 topics. You'll just go into a little bit more depth with them, kind of harder style questions, but you would have seen it before. So if you get good at this stuff at further maths, when you go back to GCSE, this will become a bit of a breeze, which is one of the big benefits of doing the course. Algebra 3, quite a lot of new topics here. Function notation, it's just a new type of notation, nothing crazy there. You can read them. Domain and range, composite functions. Again, you've actually seen that before at GCSE, but just more detail. And you can read the ones below. Okay, so that's algebra 3. Algebra 4, similar sort of thing again. Quite nice. The ones in blue, you've got sim equations, but this time with 2. You've already seen 2 unknowns, but also 3 unknowns. Okay, which is a really nice one. The factor theorem and limiting value. And these ones in black you've done before. Indices, algebraic proof. Okay, you've done these before, so that's really good. Coordinate geometry. Again, you've done most of it before, or you will do most of it at GCSE maths. You've got the equation of a circle. I put it in blue. Actually, you've done it before, haven't you, at GCSE maths? Again, sort of grade 8 9. Just more difficult style questions. And then a bit more geometry. Okay, so you've got trigonometric identities. Yeah, really nice topic. You're starting to get introduced to some really nice ideas in mathematics. So it is just a really good course. Genuinely, it is a fantastic course to do. So I am very glad that you're on this, and hopefully you're going to find the videos useful. And then more geometry, okay, which you've done before. Area of a triangle, half AB sine C, sine and cosine rule. You've done this stuff before, or you will do it. Okay, so just trying to really make it emphasize that you know, there's a big overlap here. But this is where all the content is new. Calculus. This is a massive idea of maths. Okay, calculus, which GCSE further maths is just looking at differentiation. So you can see that differentiation here, and then you can link in all these topics here. The gradient of a curve, increasing, decreasing functions. It's just a really cool topic. Okay, and actually, to be honest, doing the questions on this isn't particularly difficult. I'm not saying it's really easy, but it's not crazily difficult. The hard bit is to actually understand what is going on with this behind the scenes, which you don't really need to do to answer the exam questions. But understanding is really important because as you do maths at a high level, if you haven't got that core knowledge and understanding, things become difficult in the long run. So part of the playlist will be really focusing on understanding, okay, which is not necessarily what you need to do well on the exam, but it's just interesting and will help you further down the line. So I want to have that in the playlist as well. And matrices, okay, which will probably be the first chapter I'll do as part of the videos, but matrices will be new to, I think, most of you. I'm not sure if you're doing a course in a different country, it might not be new, but I've been teaching AQA and OCR where matrices are not part of the exam board. Okay, so you can see what you'll be doing with matrices down there. And that is it. That is the AQA Further Maths specification. I'm really excited to get into it, and hopefully this will be really supportive as you do the course, if you're my student with me in class, but also just if you're out there doing the course. Let's smash it. My aim with this is to make you guys realize that you can do really, really well with your, not just your GCSE maths, but with your further maths. You need the right support and systems, and hopefully this will give that to you. Let's go.